Hey guys and girls, this is Tony from airgunsarp.com, and today I have the Beeman. This is the Beeman. But what is it? It's the Beeman Chief. The Beeman Chief is Beeman's new entry-level PCP. There's been a lot of excitement out for this rifle. It's very similar to the QB78 that's available from Beeman, except this one is a pre-charged pneumatic. It has a smaller air cylinder and only 2,000 PSI fill. For those of you who are familiar with the Benjamin Discovery or the Maximus, hey, you're used to filling to 2,000. You know the big drawback is shot count, and boy, does this have a low shot count. You're pushing it at 20 shots. 18 is probably in your safety range. You get a couple more if you absolutely need to, but really, looking at most 210 shot groups are what I was able to get out of this for 20 shots before having to refill and see a drop off. Standard Foster adapter in the front. It does have iron sights on it, so you don't necessarily need the scope, but especially if you're using it for small game. I will say this bolt-action rifle, it's 22, it's on the heavy side. For an entry-level rifle, Beeman, I was expecting better from you. One of the real things I was looking forward to in this rifle was for something lightweight that could be a great field gun. It really missed its mark there. It's still a pretty decent rifle. The finish on the woodstock is fine. It does have on the sign Beeman laser etched into it, and it does have some gold fill for the lettering there. It's a weird touch. Personally, not a huge fan. Has a built-in raised cheek rest. Bolt action. The safety on the trigger isn't the greatest. The trigger itself isn't the hottest trigger out there. I mean, it had close to a 5-pound trigger pull out the box. That said, it shot decently well. It's a great entry-level rifle. There are a few other entry-level options out there, though. So, let's take a look at the Beeman, and let's see how the Beeman Chief does.
Here, we're shooting over the Chronograph. I only graphed and charted the first 20 shots, because after that, it just fell off a cliff. It started dropping in velocity tremendously. This was with 22 caliber, 14.3 grain crosswind Premier hollow points. We were averaging really close to 22 foot-pounds, even a little above for those first 12 shots. So, if you need it for general hunting, it's pretty nice. Low shot count still doesn't mean that it doesn't have a good early shot string. Now we're going to take this rifle and show you what it shoots at with a few different groups. These are all at 25 yards. As in a couple of my other videos, this is high wind. So here we have the GTO, the GSB Jumbo Exact, or pardon me, Exact Jumbo Heavies in the top left and right. The bottom left and right we have the H&M Barracuda Greens and the H&M Barracuda Hunters. The GTOs did fairly well. The one thing I want you to note in that GTO group is I think the wind was carrying those lighter weight pellets at 11.75 grains quite a bit. I would love to see what this did on a non-windy day, but wind is about all I have right now up here in Wisconsin to go with. In general, the pellets work decently well, but of the different pellets I tested, this was the worst of the half of them. These four weren't the greatest. Like I said, I'll hold out some hope on those GTOs. Here I went, these are my last four groups. Top left we have the Crosswind Premier hollow points, top right H&N Sniper Lights, bottom left the H&N Barracudas, bottom right the JSB Exact Jumbo Diablos. And you can see what kind of groups we got out of these. Each of the squares on here is 1 inch, so you can kind of get a feel those Barracudas on the lower left. It was a little wide group, but the Sniper Lights and those Jumbo Exact Heavies is great. You know what? Except for 1 or 2 flyers, the Crosswinds did really well also. But, that said, our top 2 pellets for the Chief are by far the H&N Sniper Light at 14 grains, and the JSB Exact Jumbo is at 15.89. The groups we got here were really, really impressive. Now, keep in mind, we had high winds, so they're a little on the wide side, but I imagine that, you know, they'd be about 20 to 30% smaller groups left to right if we had a little less wind. I will note, though, I do think those GTOs with less wind would have been an option as well. So, this is Tony from airgunsarp.com. Beeman Chief. It's a little rough, but as an entry-level PCP, it is definitely a viable option. Check out some of our other videos showing some of the other air rifles that are out there right now at that entry level by clicking on the links on screen. Thanks again.